This Sunday morning, hopefully you're having a wonderful start to the Lord's Day, which is absolutely every day. We are in Genesis 19, very familiar chapter, talking about the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah and how Lot was visited by two of those angels, and the men of the city wanted to do some terrible things. Something that struck me was verse 4. It says that both young and old came to that house, and they were surrounded because they were like, they were thirsty. They wanted to do some evil. And the Lord brought to me, Michelle, are your actions affecting young people? Because again, the men of the city taught the younger ones. And inadvertently, a lot of times we can subconsciously pass things down to young people. I can remember growing up back in the day where pornography, how some of my friends' parents, a few, or associates, would have stashes. And they would have in their closet or whatever. But, kids, they would look for stuff, they would find it, and they were exposed to that 8 years old, 9 years old. And to this day, some of them are still struggling with that. So what I'm asking is, let's take inventory of our homes, physically, spiritually. What are we letting into our eye gates that will affect our children, our ear gates? And I'm going to pass it to you because you had something about the eye gates. And I think, is that verse 19? Is it 19 where Lot's wife turned into salt, right? She looked back. Okay, go ahead. Okay. That's 26. His wife looked back and she became a pillar of salt, or a column of salt.
All right, so Lot's wife looked back and she saw all the carnage that was taking place. And I don't know, it's kind of the same today. It's so easy to look at violence and stuff that's going on in the world. It needs to be real stuff. I remember they used to show the beheadings of ISIS or whatever. And people would actually watch that, and when you see things like that, you become desensitized. And when she turned to salt, I thought about how salt preserves dead meat, and it preserves the carcass of I guess cow meat or pork, whatever. So I guess we're preserving death in our mind.
Woo!
It's we're just leaving it there. But instead of trying to preserve that in our eye gates and have it in our brains, then we should have I don't know, sugar, I don't know, just happiness and happy thoughts. That can just, I don't know, make us smile, because there's already enough death and destruction in the world. And to add more of that we're watching, it's unwise. It's counterproductive.
Amen. And we are to be the good type of salt, the salt of the earth, to make a difference, to preserve God's spirit. Excellent. Also, I tell you, you got technical. And I remember a youth convention from a long time ago, a minister presented to us teenagers, especially, he said that there is, I don't know if it's a neurotransmitter in the brain where images are preserved or cemented for almost the rest of our lives. We can't get rid of it. And it's not, and of course, it's not dopamine and it's not testosterone. It's not oxytocin, but there is a chemical hormone. And that's why, even if you don't want to do the things that are presented to you, it's in you, those images. So let's really protect our eye gates, our ear gates, because it'll last. But guess what? God can break us free. I'm telling you, he can break us free of addictions because the blood of Jesus is powerful. Let's worship God in spirit and in truth and have a wonderful day of freedom and liberty. Enjoy.